Hey all, so some silly news. I made an alt account, or a mini, or whatever you want to call it, but in the recent Chapter 7, Act 3 beta, some of us realized that we could actually make an alliance, and so Jnik, for those of you who know him, I'll link his account in the description, decided to to grind out the 100 units and make an alliance on the beta. It was a little bit of a joke. The idea was that there were a bunch of us with main accounts from a bunch of alliances here that you may recognize parts of their names. And so for the tag, because we couldn't fit all of that in, he just said welp, and there was our tag. And then we decided to make it a live server thing, and they asked like, "What's your alt?" And I said I don't have one, but I can. So a few days ago, I made this. And I've actually been having a lot of fun because it's apparently a pretty good time to start an alt account because this Black Widow and Red Guardian were completely free. Um, and from events, I ended up with this 4-star Nova from a premium hero crystal pretty early on. Got Ebony Maw and Howard. And these are just champions that I've never really invested in my main account, but I've always been interested in and wanted to kind of know their limits. And I've had a blast playing around with them so far. We are doing AQ, we're doing map 2, which was really interesting because there are other people with 6 stars or decently ranked 5 stars, and as you just saw, my best champion has a PI of about 1100. I actually took down one of the mini bosses yesterday, which was an Archangel with a PI of about 5000, and whew, those map 2, map 3 AIs do not do anybody any favors. I don't know what the defenders are doing. It was very interesting. So anyway, here's opening this crystal. Hey, I can actually revive next time. It's really funny how different resources feel with this, but I'm having a good time with this. I think I'm actually going to make a point to use Black Widow more because a Grandmaster Crystal would be a really big deal for this account. I'm going to have to grind out the side event a little bit for these for the same reason. Um, so far, all of the masteries that I've gotten, or all of the units I've gotten, have gone towards masteries. So this was pretty basic in offense. In defense, I went ahead and got a point in salve, not because I think it's super important, but because it's a gateway to recovery, which is huge. Otherwise, points are going to be going into block proficiency because that helps everybody. The first thing I did, though, was I made a point to unlock dexterity and then stupefy so that I actually had the stuns that I was used to. And both of those have been incredibly helpful. I went through, the story content pretty normally until I hit level 19 because that unlocks auto fight, and then I went back and have been filling out Act 1 that way because that actually gets you a lot of units and that'll help me with those masteries. It's like I said, it's been really interesting because when I created my main account, that was long enough ago that many of you may remember we didn't used to have shards. And premium hero crystals used to have significantly worse drop rates. So back then, 4 stars were kind of the big deal, and the only way that you could really hope to get a 4-star without being incredibly lucky or dropping a disturbing amount of money was there were a few guaranteed full 4-star crystals that you could get throughout the game, but there were no shards, so those were it. You couldn't earn anything slowly. There have obviously been a lot of other changes since that time, but it's just been really interesting seeing what the beginning process is like again. So I don't know how much time I'm going to put into this, how much content I'll make from it, or whether I might stream any of the EQ or even baby incursions. I haven't decided any of that yet, but I've really enjoyed the time I've put into this alt so far, and it's already taught me a fair amount about champions that I just was not familiar with in any more than theory. And so I figured I'd let y'all know, and if you want to see more of this, then please let me know in the comments. We'll see where this takes us. Thanks a lot. See y'all next time.